This is Bill Brady. Jane, I'm going to talk on Saturn today. Of course, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, the asteroid belt or Ceres is Jupiter, Saturn. Let me get your profile in front of me here. Okay, Saturn. Saturn's ancient mystical Hebrew name of Shabbatai helps in identifying the Christology of this, the seventh planet from the sun. Interestingly, the root word of Shabbatai means the Sabbath, the seventh day of the week. Saturn, with all its glorious rings and beauty, shows the consummate messianic contribution of your life in faithfulness and service. Now, Saturn isn't the seventh planet now. It's the sixth, but this proves to us that that asteroid belt was definitely previously a planet because this Saturn has a name that reflects the number 7. So it is the seventh from the sun. And that means that there is a missing planet that's turned into asteroids. Sagittarius, the archer, the Redeemer's triumph. We talked about, with respect to each of the Mazzaros signs, that the names of the stars give the meaning of the sign itself. So here are some of the names of the stars: the bending of the bow in triumph, the prince of the earth, the arrow, the archer, he conquers. So we are fairly confident that this is Sagittarius, the archer. And we'll learn more about that. Saturn, the seventh planet of faithfulness and service, is in Sagittarius, the overcomer. Sagittarius is the horseman warrior shooting a bow. He is the overcomer and ultimate winner who will not be denied. This means you have the ability to persevere. You are not a quitter and will finish the fight. You have great inner strength. This picture makes it look like he's some kind of a mystical beast-man combination. I think we're actually talking about an archer on a horse, but I'm not sure on that. Okay. Level 2, the aspect of God needing faithful warriors today is no less than he needed in the days when the gospel was being preserved. Apply yourself to grow in wisdom and work smarter as opposed to harder in the pursuits of the kingdom. Level 3, in interpreting any decan information for your birth sky, always remember the constellation in which it abides. Each decan comprises 1/3 of the ecliptic path in that constellation. So the distance that the sun or the planets move through that constellation is divided up into 3, and each one is a decan. The order of all 3 decans is significant, and the meaning of each one is amazingly specific. The picture for the constellation Sagittarius, Latin for archer, is that of a man upon a horse shooting an arrow at the scorpion Scorpio. It depicts the reprisal of the wounded conqueror and clearly demonstrates the messianic attribute of an overcomer. So the archer has been previously wounded by Scorpio, I believe is the way I'm reading this. Then the archer overcomes Scorpio. Most zodiacs have him as a centaur, a half man and half horse figure, but this is just a mythological addition to the initial celestial truth of the consummate warrior. So what he's saying is God put it up there as a horseman on a horse who was an archer, but the people that came later turned it into a mythological creature that's a centaur. So that was wrong. It's an addition. It's incorrect. Simply put, a horseman shooting a bow was perhaps at some other time the most feared and powerful warrior of all. This whole constellation speaks of someone who never quits. The 3 decans of Sagittarius are Lyra, Era, and Draco. These are the amplifiers that contribute to, explain, and intensify the meaning of the overcoming warrior and the defeat of Satan. Lyra is a harp eagle, Era is a funeral pyre, and Draco is the dragon cast down. Any decan in any part of Sagittarius shows a warrior who will not quit and who has the attitude of vengeance. The third decan of Sagittarius is the infamous Draco. It is referenced whenever any planetoid enters the last 1/3 segment of the ecliptic arc in Sagittarius. So 1, 2, 3, basically from the last half of the horse till the end. And in your birth sky, the planet Saturn, which is the one with the rings, was in the Mazara sign of Sagittarius, which is the warrior that overcomes, the archer on the horseback. But it was also in the third decan, which is Draco, which is you casting down the serpent. Constellation of Draco is depicted as a twisting serpent seated in the highest part of the heavens in the northern hemisphere. So you look up the northern Polaris, northern stars up here, and Draco is around the northern star. Satan was given a place of authority for a period of time, and that time is up. It actually may have been up a while ago. Scripture alludes to it many places, such as Revelation 12:4, when it says that the tail of the dragon, Draco, cast 1/3 of the stars to the ground. The foot of Hercules is firmly on Draco's head in the picture, and it is apparent that the dragon is being cast down, showing the defeat and destruction of the accursed dragon representing Satan. Revelation 12:9, 20, and also 20, verse 2. It also may signify the serpent of Genesis 3 that seduced Eve is cast down and destroyed. The Christology of Draco is quite obvious. It shows triumph over Satan and the evil kingdom. The Bible is very clear that the kingdom of heaven is a violent kingdom, and so on and so on. So Saturn, the seventh planet from the sun, abiding in the decan of Draco, shows that you are called to faithfully engage the enemy and not to be satisfied until you rule over him and his evil. The number 7 means perfection and maturity. Ruling over the evil kingdom can be your finest trait. However, it will require constant diligence for this attribute to mature and manifest. So what they're saying is what Saturn in Sagittarius in the decan of Draco is something that you develop over time. It's not something you have at the beginning of your function as a king. It's something that you develop over time and you move into and grow up into and begin to manifest. Understand that Draco is being cast down and destroyed. You need to keep the attitude of victory in your mind as you battle evil. The accomplishments are made by Messiah, and you must apply the necessary faith to see this come to pass. I disagree with that. Yes, Yeshua foreran this, but those who have Saturn in the Mazzaros sign of Sagittarius at the time of their birth and in the decan of Draco are specifically given this ability and function as a king. Okay. Now, again, the question is this something that you've already manifested completely in the past and are already manifesting now, or is it something you're going to more fully manifest in the future? It does require maturity in kingship, but then you've been king for quite a while. So I think you'll find this is something you already have the ability to do and have done. Now, the thought occurs to me that there's probably an Earth timeline casting down of Draco that's across the board and it's over and done for everybody. And there's probably also a overcomer timeline personal casting down of Draco that you are to do for yourself and for those that you are functioning in kingship for. Okay.